Okay, so here we are for another session of hanging out with Kristy, and I'm really excited today because I have Sarie. Sarie is having her anniversary. Sarie, tell us how long you've been with Virtual Elves for.
For 3 years.
I know.
I've been with Virtual Elves for 3 years.
And how fast has that gone?
Yeah, it seems so fast. I didn't even realize it was 3 years already.
No, I didn't either. And, even when I had my call with Cherry just recently, it was 9 years. I'm like, where does that time go? 9 years is so long. But sorry, for everybody here, I'd love for them to for you to tell them a little bit about who you are, where you live in the Philippines, your family situation, just so that we can get a personal view of who you are.
Okay. I live in Pasig City. I used to be living in the south, but last year, I recently transferred here in Pasig because I'm now living with my second daughter, and her office is near Pasig City, so I decided to transfer.
Yeah. So Pasig City, for everybody, that's in the Manila area, yeah?
So it's in somewhere between Mandaluyong and Makati.
Right, yeah. Excellent. So living with your daughter. So how many children do you have?
I have 4, and they're all grown-ups. So I probably have my own life. So
perfect. So how old's your youngest?
My youngest is already 19.
Wow.
I'm 57.
Oh, you don't look 57. Come on. You're amazing.
Yeah, I am 57 and my eldest is 34. She's married and she's living in Malaysia with her husband.
Oh, how lovely. So yeah, so beautiful kids. Obviously, you're at the second stage of your life, where you can focus on yourself and not necessarily your children, which is nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great.
Mothers will forever be mothers,
Oh, but look, always. I still even remember my parents, at age 27 or whatever it was, after some troubles, they took me back in again, and, they'll always be your parents forever.
That's true.
Yeah, that's great. And so virtual assistants, you've been with us for 3 years. Prior to that, had you been working from home?
I started working corporate. I started working as virtual assistant in 2009.
So quite a long time.
I've been working with several corporations, a total of 20 years corporate life.
Okay. And what were you doing in corporate?
The last stint I had was I was working with a bank as an assistant manager. With loans.
Okay.
I used to handle corporate accounts, giving them salary loans, and then presenting them to top management so that they get credit lines.
Great. So a lot of customer service in that role, really, and client management.
Yes, and marketing, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what led you to then change to have that life as a virtual assistant? What was it? What was the decision?
Actually, it was an accident. I used to write for magazines. So I was having, the first job I had as a virtual assistant was content writing. It was an accident because I availed of an early retirement from the bank I was working in to transfer to another bank. But unfortunately, that other bank, I don't know, their rules are, sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's a rural bank. That's why, because I came from a universal bank, we call it here in the Philippines. So I decided, forget it. I just stay at home. I just continue writing. But that was hard because I was just earning $1 per article, 500 word article, and I need to write a lot of articles so that I'll get, 5,000 pesos.
Wow. $1 per article.
Yeah, at that time, being a virtual assistant is that not yet as much as it is right now. Today, there's
Yeah.
so much competition.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It really surprises me that, that people think it's okay to pay $1 for an
Yeah.
article. I remember 10 years ago when I started my business, and I was having somebody write articles for me, and we were sending it through. There was an American platform that was, you could submit what you wanted and writers would write. And I think I ended up with an American writer who was writing articles for me, but I even thought, I think it was something like $12 an article. I even thought that was too cheap, you know?
Yeah, it is. Because when you
Yeah,
write articles, you need to research.
yeah, yeah.
You need to research to be able to come up with a pretty much informative article.
Absolutely. Wow. Okay. And so then you were writing the articles. So what made you then step out of doing articles and step into some other things?
Actually, I started this word of mouth.
Yep.
I had friends from the virtual world, and then they're telling me, why don't you apply to this kind of a client, etc., etc. And then that's where I started being, on the administrative side.
Yeah.
I believe that administrative side is more of a long-term thing than any other type of virtual tasks.
Yeah, that's right. Because you can really, you can really build that relationship, but you also build yourself into being quite valuable, right, to the client,
Yes, correct.
because you're managing the relationships of their clients or their work. And I've seen that particularly with your current client that we have you working with No Pong. When we brought them on board, and this was an ideal situation that I love talking to people about, because here was this client who ethically, morally, just wanted to do all the right things. They had everything in place that they believed in. They had processes and training, and they totally believed in actually spending the time to get somebody into their team and understanding their culture and working the way that they wanted their VAs to work. And so that was perfect for us, because we had you, and we had other girls who also wanted that relationship and wanted to connect in that way. So tell me about how you felt when you first started working with No Pong, and that connection.
When I first started with Novo, they're pretty new.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of having a virtual assistant. So I think I was the first.
You were.
Yeah, I was the first at that time. We didn't have any formal processes. We didn't. It's all it's all between me, Melanie, and Chris. We're discussing it should be this should be done. And then after a while, I think it was last year, they went into, because Nopong is really very successful right now.
Yeah, that definitely into Canada now.
Yeah, they're into Canada. And then that's the time they've been hiring other virtual assistants. And right now we have managers for Canada and Australia. And we had processes in place already. So it's nice. It's nice growing up with the company and looking at them from before they were just small, and right now they're really big.
Yeah, and how fabulous that you've been there from the beginning.
I grew up with them, actually.
You did, yeah, and they value you so much as well. And we, even as virtual elves, we don't deal with them on a daily basis. However, the relationship that we have, the the question, if there's any questions or if there's anything that Melanie says, oh, we'd like to implement this, what do you think about this? And there's a consultation process, and we really love that because we learn, and it helps us to actually do better and to be better as well.
Yes.
So having clients like that, for us is super important, and we're slowly focusing on bringing more of those clients on board that you can then grow, but also they grow and bring in more people into the mix. So they've now got 3 people from Virtual Elves, working with them, which is amazing.
Yeah, Grace and Frances.
Yeah, and I love that. It's fantastic. And Tess as well, doing their bookkeeping. So, yeah. So, that's kind of the hub that we're trying. So I guess, the thing that I'd love to know a little bit more about is when you were looking, how did you find out about Virtual Elves in the first place?
I just Googled it.
Cool.
And then when I found it, I tried submitting my resume. And then after that, I got my interview with, first it was Tiny.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's Jerry.
Yeah.
I don't remember having my interview with you. Did you?
No, because by that stage, so in the first 5 years of the business, so the business is now 10 years old, and in the first 5 years, it was just me and Cherry, and, she would find and recruit, and I would do the interviews, so she would do like an online Skype chat, but then I'd do the video interviews. Now that we're bigger and we've grown and we've now got, over 20 virtual assistants and we're recruiting all the time, we have over 65 clients. We've grown so big now that Tina basically does all of the recruitment and basically screens everybody and brings them in. Then she will interview them, then Cherry will interview them, and I don't get to see anybody. So these little sessions here are fantastic for me because some of the VAs I've never even met before, I've never spoken to, and I don't know a lot about them because it's all managed by Cherry and Tiny and Tina.
I see.
So, we're growing too, and it's a very slow growth because I'm very particular about making sure that we stay small. I don't want to be focused on volume. I want to be focused on quality. That's really important to me and growth.
And it's also a long-term job for the virtual assistants.
That's it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this till I'm 70 probably. So, we might as well take it slow. There's no rush. Yeah. So what do you love about working with VE then? With Virtual Elves, what is it that you've enjoyed? What is it that makes you happy to be working with us?
Maybe because you're a small team, I can easily get access to Cherry or Tina if I want to. And there are times that I really talk with Cherry when I'm having issues. Issues in the sense that, there are times that you get frustrated, something like that. I get to talk with her. And that's a nice thing, because when you're working alone, you can't run to your office mate. Right? Because you don't have any.
Yeah.
So what I love about Cherry is she's online anytime.
She is, I know. She's the taskmaster. She works all the time. I have to force her to say, have a break, switch off, go and do something nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm really glad because, the focus for us has always been, whilst we have VAs home-based everywhere, we want to build the community so that there is a place for you to always come and chat like you would if you were in an office. It's kind of, we wanted to build that, environment that it's the best of both worlds. You don't have to travel to get into the city or into an office, yet you've got the option to, on the Skype chat, to chat with all of your teammates because they are teammates, we're all part of the one company, even though we've all got different clients. You get that opportunity, Yeah, it's fun. I always like watching the chat, just to see what everyone's, and I know I only see sort of the the VE chat. I don't see like the private chat that you girls have when you're chatting in your dialect. So,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's all about the frustrations and the things that I don't need to see. But yeah, it's good that Cherry does that.
And that's where we discuss our meetups.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to you girls all getting together and having your meetups and, getting to see each other. That's going to be lots of fun in January.
Yeah, but the last time they had it in Tagaytay, it was a Saturday, and I worked with Nopong on a Saturday.
Yeah, so true. Yeah. Well, I said also that we should do a virtual one where we all get together and have our Christmas party, and we all sit in our rooms and, we can do something for Christmas. But anyway, we'll come up with that. So what is it that, what are your aspirations? What are the things, you're 57, you're working, some great hours with great clients. What are your aspirations for your future?
Actually, I think I'll be working just like you up to 70 years old if need be, because sometimes when you get old and you don't have anything to do, your brain is affected. Not like now, I get to even if it's virtual, I get to see news or information that none of my millennial kids know.
Yeah.
So perhaps I'll still be working while I can.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it? And I think also, unless you've got something specific to do in retirement or something that, you specifically want to do, then I think you can get really bored. And, I know from family who are doing nothing, or they've retired from age 65 or 60, and they're not doing anything, then their health suffers, their mental capacity to enjoy their life also suffers. Whereas I think if you as long as you're doing something that works in with your life, then I think it's fine, isn't it?
True. But I don't have physical hobbies like some oldies have this. They love plants, they love gardening. But my hobbies are more of on the, what's this? Intellectual side. I love reading books. I love watching documentaries. I love browsing the computer and checking for information. That's why if you look at my personal email, it's full of newsletters.
Yeah, that's great. And that will stop you from getting dementia at an old age, or your brain is constantly moving and constantly doing things. I'm not like that. I'm not craving information. My husband is. He's constantly reading and online looking at things. For me, my thing is getting out into nature. So being at the water, being at the beach, if you have a look at, this is my office, that looks out. So
nice.
that's my backyard. Yeah. And, for me, if I don't have a view like that, or if somehow I can't have that every day, then I go crazy. I need to have the space. And I love reading. I love reading forensic crime novels.
Oh yes, I love that too.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder that if I didn't get into hospitality when I was younger, that I should have done, forensics, criminal forensics or something as a job. Yes. I don't know. I'm so fascinated by it. I'm so fascinated.
CSI, the forensic files. I always watched that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, Patricia Cornwell books and James Patterson and all those. Yeah. So for me, that's my down. That's my thing that I do when I have downtime. I love. I also love my kids. My kids are still. So my daughter's just turned 15, and my son is 12. So they're still young enough that they need me. quite particularly my son. So he's about to start high school and my daughter's about to go into her senior school. So, but I love watching their sport. They're both quite sporty. So I love being involved in anything to do with their sport. And, I help run a junior Australian football club. So I'm constantly there doing things with them. So those sorts of things, like you said, with hobbies, it's not really hobbies for me either, but, I will always do something that is volunteer based when I'm a bit older. So that will fill my time as well. Yeah. I think. So the other question that I'm interested in is, so knowing that that's how your brain works, what sorts of things do you think are important for somebody who wants to work from home? They don't need to be a virtual assistant or whatever, but what do you think has been important from a work from home point of view? What sorts of skills or what sort of mindset do you think people need to have?
Discipline.
Yeah.
That's very important, because I notice for the younger generation, especially that virtual assistants jobs are abound. I mean, there are lots of foreigners who would want a Filipino virtual assistant. But for the younger generation, they thought that working at home is just like that. You need to have more discipline, more than, face to face.
Yeah.
You need to have more than the hard skills, because hard skills can be learned. The soft skills can't be learned. So that's very important. That's why, I don't know, maybe because it's the mother in me. Like when I have teammates, I used to tell them, "Oh no, you need to make Google your boyfriend."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, really.
Stop asking questions. Just find the answer yourself.
You're working alone. So you need to be resourceful enough to look for the answers before finally asking your client. Because that's also a reflection of you as a worker. So that's why, even if I have teammates, especially if it's Filipino, girl, you need to make Google your boyfriend.
I love that. That's so good. I'm going to put that. Can I use that? Because that's brilliant, because I think you're right. So my children's age or their generation, that sort of younger, not yet 20 generation, that's all they do is they Google everything.
Yeah.
They are really, really good. But that generation in between the 20s to the 30s, they don't. They're used to having everything given to them, right? So they're not used, and they didn't necessarily have Google as the prominent thing that they used all the time, even through school or through, because my kids now, everything they have to find on Google, everything is done online, every assignment, everything, they've got to find information. Yeah.
But there is a but there. Even if Google is your boyfriend, just like when you have a boyfriend, you need to know the parameters of what to put in the search box. So that's what I always tell them, because anything under the sun, you can find it at Google. That's why I was always telling my children, you're lucky, because during our days, there's no Google.
It was the library.
You need to go to the library to check. Everything is online. So if you ask me questions that are, if it's easily searchable, do your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Mari, do you know Marie Forleo? Forleo. She's got a saying, everything is figure-outable.
Correct.
Right. I love that. She wrote a book about it.
Yes, she has.
Yeah. She's just done a tour here in Australia, actually, doing all of that. I wish I'd gotten to see her, but I didn't. But you're right, and I tell my kids that as well. Everything is figure-outable. There's a solution to everything. right?
Correct.
And, you know, I think that's really important from a training perspective for all of our young VAs who are trying to get into the market. You know, if you can show your clients that you're resourceful and that you can figure anything out, and even if you can't, you don't think you can figure it out, you can still give an option.
Yes, that's true.
You know, if you've searched and you just can't work it out, there's always something. As long as you can say, I have done this, 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 and this beforehand, but I still can't find the answer for you, then that's okay. Don't go first and go, oh, I'm not sure, without having done all of that work, right? I love that. Make Google your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's what we'll be putting on our website. So yeah, interesting. So if you could do, so you've got, you know, great clients, whatever, if you could do one other thing in your life, like if there's one thing that you think I would be really, really good at that as a career, what would it be?
Perhaps training.
Yeah.
Training.
I can see that straight away.
Yeah.
Definitely. And we, you know, as you know, Tina and Tiny just did a workshop for VAs, which was really fantastic. I would love to get you involved in some way with some of those, you know, some of those things. And I know it's difficult because when you're working, but you could do training videos. We could do online training, you know, from a culture perspective, from virtual elves, you know, what's expected when you're in a customer service role.
You're asking me?
No, I'm just saying that's what we could do.
Yes.
You know, that sort of thing to get you involved in, because I can see that that's something that you're very passionate about. You're very intelligent in that area. You know, those sorts of little things.
Yeah, and you know, I've learned a lot from Melanie and Chris because if for example, even me, I'm working with them for about 3 years. I think well, basically I know the process, I know. But what's important with customer servicing is you should read what the client likes. There are times that when there are lots of tickets, you know, when you do it every day, it's just like, you know, you just read it, you do speed reading so that you can answer it right away. But what I've learned from them is that you really need to read everything, not speed reading, because that's the only because sometimes when you're speed reading, the context disappears, right? She's saying something, but you miss that part that she's saying another thing. So your reply will be different from what she's expecting. I also commit that mistakes, you know. Up to now, I'm still, you know, practicing reading despite of a lot of tickets, because Nepal is really, I mean, really successful. And the tickets now that we have Canada, tickets are a lot in a day.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to, you know, because a lot of the chats that I have here also are looking at where the strengths are of our VAs and how can we actually reward and support the VAs doing something that they're passionate about. You know, for you, for example, from a training point of view, we're looking, you know, what I'd really love to be putting together is like a little training hub, you know, so that we've got some videos so that if we bring on a new VA, for example, and they're going to take on a customer service role or they're going to whatever, then we send them to the videos that are based around customer service to give them some tips. They can go through the program, you know, that sort of thing. So, and I want to pay, you know, I want to pay people like you to do things like that for us, to create that content, to, you know, to know that you've done something that is rewarding and, you know, yeah. So I'm working on this with Cherry, so you may hear from us very soon to see how you could help, you know.
But you know, Kristy, even if I like training, I'm camera shy.
No.
I just got
You're not camera shy.
I just said yes to this because it's you.
Yeah.
You know, Cherry and Tina were asking me to speak and, you know, what, like birthday things or whatever, then they're going to post it. I always tell Cherry, girl, you know, I'm camera shy.
Do you know what though? You've been amazing on this video, and when you look back at it, you'll go, that wasn't so hard. And you know, the programs like Loom, for example, they're great because all it is a tiny little circle of your face down in the corner of the video whilst you're showing someone how to do something, even, you know. Or you could just have a PowerPoint presentation that's not actually with your face. It could just be your voice. So it doesn't actually have to be video face to face. It can literally just be a pre-recorded video that you've done just with your little face in the corner if you wanted to, or just your voice.
Okay.
There are ways. Everything is figure-outable. Yeah, so because Cherry's the same, right? She will tell you she's the same, that she's a perfectionist with her videos, and so that's why she never does them. And my point is, Cherry, nobody cares. Nobody cares if there is, you know, a dog barking every now and then or whatever. They're focused on you and your content and what you're telling them. They're not focused on whether, you know, your hair's out of place or you're a bit shy in front of the camera. If you've got something really important and valuable to say, then it doesn't matter about the video. I remember I used to walk and do Facebook Live videos as I was walking, and I'd be sweaty and I'd be huffing and whatever, but I'd do the videos because I had something important to say. And you just got to get over whether or not you like being on video or not, you know, and not try to make it perfect, because, you know, if you try to make it perfect, you'll never do it.
Yeah, you're true.
Yeah, you know, and yeah, so, you know, I'm all about empowering you to actually step out of that comfort zone a little bit as well, because, you know, you'd be surprised at how fun it is to actually do it. So our final question is, okay, how can I put this really, really well? If you were to look, this is a question that I haven't prompted for you earlier, so it might take a while for your head to get around it, but if you were to say something to your 20-year-old self, what would it be? And I think, you know, because you've got kids that are sort of around that age anyway, you're probably thinking what you'd say to your kids. But what would you say to yourself, you know, at age 20? Not anything necessarily that you would have changed, but what would you say to yourself? What advice would you give to yourself?
When I was 20, I already graduated from college at that time. I would say, what would I say?
It's a tough one.
Think before you act.
Good one.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, so use your brain before you act. Yeah. That's a really, really, really sensible thing, you know, because I wish I'd done the same as well. You know, I made some very, very poor decisions. You know, I say that now, but my life has ended up pretty well, you know, but I did make poor decisions at 20 because I didn't really think about where that might lead me. I was thinking in the moment rather than thinking about where that might lead. Yeah, interesting. Well, anything else you'd like to add before we switch off?
Not so far. We pretty much discussed what needs to be discussed.
Well, I just want to say one thing, and I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being who you are, because who you are has supported our clients beautifully. It has really made me believe in the business that I run and the values behind the business, because when I have somebody like you working with us and working with our clients, and the match, is as wonderful as it is, and you are committed as you are, I think for me, your commitment, your willingness to, just dedicate everything to your client and, perform the way that, to your best ability has just been outstanding. And when, one thing for you to know is whenever I am looking for customer service VAs, all I have to say to Cherry is I want someone like Sarie.
Thank you.
That's it, and that from the bottom of my heart, it's, I don't say that to everybody. That for me is really important, and you're a very valuable member of our team, and I couldn't think of, not having you with us, and I hope that it lasts for a very long time.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
I'm sure of that. And yeah. I want to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the thing, you're in for all the right reasons, and you've built a wonderful relationship. So again, thank you so much. It's been so lovely getting to know you and having this chat. I really love them, and I love it when you agree to come on and actually let me record this. We'll be posting it up to the site later on today, so that you can have a look back over it. Sometimes, if you're like me, I hate listening to myself.
Me too.
Yeah, and I hate seeing myself on video. I hate listening to myself, but hopefully you'll take a look at it and you'll kind of go, no, I'm really happy with that, because you're just being you, and that's all anyone can ever ask for, which is lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarie. I'm going to switch off. We will see you again next time.